Hey guys, it's Mike. This video is in response to Richard's weirdest or oddest finds, and I'm going to throw a couple little ones in here. There's nothing really weird or odd about them other than how they got the way they are. This is one. This was the first one. This is obviously some type of grinding stone or polishing stone, but the weird part of it is how it got as flat as it is. I don't know how good or bad you can see this. The lighting's terrible in here, but this thing is so flat that you can put it on a table and you can't even get a sheet of notebook paper under it. You can see the cortex all the way around it, and it's ground just as flat as the rest of it. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of odd how flat that really is. It's still, water didn't do it because it's still got grain or grit. You can still feel it. It's not really smooth. And you can tell by the way the grain's oriented that they were rubbing it this way. But anyway, I thought that was kind of neat. And then the next thing is my little square knife or scraper. Or when I found this, there was a point, that point was sticking up. I thought I'd found just a regular point, and I pulled it out and thought it was broke until I got it home and cleaned it up, and seen that it's worked all the way around. So I think it was probably a point at one time that just got broke and they worked it into a knife blade or something. But anyway, I call it a gut hook. Any of you deer hunters out there that skin deer, you know what I'm talking about. Looks just like one. Anyway, I'll put a quarter down beside it so you can see the size of it. It covers a quarter. But anyway, the real reason I done this was I've got a question for you, Richard, or anybody that watches this video. About 25 years ago, I was up in our mountains here in North Carolina, and this little motel I was staying at, the guy that was running the desk in there, he had on one of the prettiest arrowhead necklaces I've ever seen in my life. And I asked him where he got it, and he said he got it from a local guy that lived around there, and that if I had time, he would take me out and introduce me to the guy and let me see some of his stuff. Well, anyway, the next morning, he took me up to this guy's house, and he was a nice guy. He had lived there all his life on about 10 acres. And we walked in, and I'm not telling you no lie, every room in his house was full of cases full of G10 stuff. I mean, just most beautiful stuff you've ever seen in your life. I mean, it was museum quality stuff. And he said he'd found every bit of it right there on his farm. Well, after we looked at all that stuff, he took me downstairs, and he had box after box after box downstairs of brokes. Knives, blades, points, axes, you name it, he had it. And but anyway, we were getting ready to leave, and he said, "You really want to see something special?" And I said, "Sure." He brought out this box and pulled out a stone disc, and it was probably 8 or 10 inches in diameter, and probably an inch thick, maybe. It's been a long time and I'm just going by memory. But it was so round it looked like it had been cut out on a CNC machine and polished down just smooth like you wouldn't believe. And right in the dead center of it, there was probably a 1/2 to 3/4 inch hole drilled all the way through it, and there were rays, or it looked like bicycle spokes, gouges radiating from the center hole to the outside that looked just like a bicycle wheel. The back side was nothing, it was just ground down flat, but it was like that all the way around. Anyway, he showed me a paper where he sent it off to the Smithsonian Institute, and they kept it for 2 or 3 months, and they didn't know what it was, and they called him and offered him a huge sum of money for it to put on their display, and he didn't want to sell it. He just wanted to know what it was. But he showed me the paper where they had sent him and analyzed it, and they didn't know what it was either. But I was just curious if any of you guys out there had found or seen in any of your books or magazines, something that maybe resemble that. Like I said, it's been 25 years, but I've always wondered what that really was. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I've really enjoyed these contests and challenges you guys put on. It's really nice seeing everybody's top flight finds that they find. I've really enjoyed it, and I appreciate everybody watching. And catch you guys later.